Hi everyone, it's Jen and I'm going to show you how to add in a pre-formatted footer and make some adjustments to it. So I'm going to head over to the Insert tab and I'm going to head over to the header and footer group and I'm going to find my footer menu. And you can see that there are lots of pre-formatted footers here that you can insert, and many of them look like they would go really nicely with our theme. The one that I want to find is actually under the theme Retrospect. It has this nice turquoise band on it, and I think it would make a good footer for my report. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. And you'll notice that it immediately takes me into the header and footer view. Something weird is going on here. So I'm going to zoom in, and I want to explain to you why this footer looks this way. Here you can see that inside my footer, something else opened up. You can see I have these little grid lines here, and look at that, a table icon. You'll notice up here at the top that the table tools opened up. So the person who formatted this footer for Microsoft Word actually inserted a table inside the footer to make sure that the page numbers and the text and everything are laid out. And rather than inserting a thick line, they actually just colored the cells of the table. Pretty fun, huh? And again, I can tell this is a table because the table tools lit up. I have this table icon and I can see these grid lines which are activated here. So it also has a feature that I don't want to use. I like that it has the page numbers here, but I want to get rid of this author tab here. This is a special feature which pulls the name from the computer and puts it inside this little tab. So be careful with this, because if you just try to delete the text, it's not going to go away. The way to get rid of it is actually to click on the tab that says author and make sure that is this dark gray like that, and then you press delete, and then you've actually got rid of that special feature. And what I'm going to do is type in Bill Modridge. And if you're not sure how to spell it, go ahead and double check. And I'm going to hold down my Shift key and press Enter to get a line break rather than a paragraph break, because I don't want to have all that paragraph spacing. And I'm going to type in the man who designed the future. All right. I like the way that my footer works, and I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to get out of the footer. And now when I go back to my double page view, I can see my footer in there. I can see also that my pages don't look exactly how I want them to. So I'm going to play around a bit with my images and my spacing to make sure that everything fits the way that I like. Try to do this challenge independently by pausing this video and seeing if you can play around with moving some of the pictures a bit, changing some of the paragraph spacing, not too much because you don't want everything bunched up in one place and spread out in another. Looking for extra blank paragraphs that maybe you could get rid of. So that means where you have a paragraph symbol maybe hanging out by itself. And see if you can get everything arranged on 2 pages. It's quite tricky. Okay, I got mine all on 2 pages. What were some of the things that I did? One thing I did was I changed the margins. So I went to the Layout tab and I made my margins narrow rather than normal. That gave me a lot of space. I moved the images around a bit. I made this image a tiny bit smaller so that it would fit at the bottom of this page. I also noticed that there was blank paragraph marks that I got rid of here and in a couple other places. I went into my footer and I noticed that I had a paragraph mark here below that was taking up some space, and I made that pretty small. I made it size 6 so that it would fit in here. So I moved some stuff around and got it to fit. Another method might be if you have really short paragraphs, like, for example, these about the different awards, perhaps those could be condensed so that you don't have the paragraph space in there. You could have them one after the other as line spacing rather than paragraph spacing. So those are some hints for getting everything onto 2 pages, and you should go ahead and challenge yourself because it's a good skill to have to play around with. All right, you have completed the lab. Make sure that you save and upload your file. Congrats!